What's poppin'? I'm Peter and this is my 100 subscriber Q&A. So I guess if you're watching this video, you're probably here for me and not whatever I'm showing off because I don't have anything to show off today. So thanks. So I guess let's get right into the questions. I know that I did get actually quite a few, enough to fill a whole video. I don't know how long it's going to be though, so I might have to cut a couple questions out. I'm sorry if yours does not make it into the video. That's just my apologies in advance. Alright, so the question I got most is what got me started with Lego? Like, when did I start collecting Lego? And the answer to that is probably like most people, is as a kid. I think my first memory with Lego was probably having Duplo and Quadro. I know a lot of people have that, so or at least had it. I don't think they make Quadro anymore. Let me know if you actually remember that or had any of it, because seems like it was kind of a niche thing. They were like huge. I think that what 2x2 brick in Quadro was like this big. And that's definitely a lot larger than normal Lego bricks. But the first experience that I had with normal Lego bricks that I can remember, obviously there might have been a couple before this, was when we moved into this house. Shortly afterward, we went garage sailing and found a big tub of Lego that my dad bought for us. And I don't know if that was our first ever Lego, but it was definitely among the first ever Lego we had. So I've been collecting Lego for probably about 11 or 12 years. So I think the second most asked question was, what is my inspiration for getting back into Lego and where do I draw inspiration for MOCs? Now that's kind of a good question because in middle school I didn't really use Lego much. I didn't play with it like I did previous to that. I didn't build with it like I do now. We definitely didn't have tables for a city. Actually, we did have like a 1/4-inch plywood train table that we used temporarily for a period of time, but then I took that down because it was not good. The modulars would like sag. I made a video about it, but that video is private now because that was when I was in like 7th grade. I was not nearly as good at making videos then. But the reason I actually got back into Lego was actually because I saw people like Jangbricks make videos about it, and I thought, you know, hey, there's an actual like adult, like mature community for this. I was like, I want to be a part of that. It looks fun. I've always been into like architecture and buildings and stuff. I would draw floor plans when I was like really little on graph paper. They weren't great, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't know. I don't think that's very common for children to be drawing houses on graph paper as a toddler. But then obviously that transferred into things like Lego when I was a kid. Minecraft. I think that Minecraft is probably the thing I have spent most hours on in my life ever, unless you count school, because that's obviously, you know, a big factor. But yeah, I've always been into building stuff, so when I saw that people were making cool stuff with Lego, as opposed to like just stuff that me and my friends made when we were little, you know, the rainbow huts and stuff. When I saw people were making actual cool stuff, it made me want to get back into Lego, and that's what started it. Seeing stuff like that does inspire me to this day. Sometimes I'll see a building in real life, I'll drive by it, or I'll see it on the internet, or stuff like that, and I'll be like, hey, I could build that in Lego. Or sometimes I'll just be brainstorming stuff and it comes to me. But mostly like seeing buildings in real life, and I say, hey, I could build that in Lego. And then I do. Okay, Zbrix and Z Hancock 22 ask, what camera do I use and what do you use to edit your videos? How long does it take you to build a MOC? So it actually takes quite a long time to make every video. Obviously my schedule is like once a week. I don't know if that's obvious. My schedule is once a week if you didn't know that. All right, I guess I'll take you through my workflow a little bit. To answer Zach's question though, what camera do you use? I use my phone. It's an iPhone XR. It's a pretty good camera, not the best. Obviously it's not gonna match a DSLR, but it's actually, you know, pretty good. It's good enough for what I'm doing with 100 subscribers, so it works. So I record with my iPhone. Obviously I sit at this table. If I record a MOC video, it takes me anywhere from like a week to several months to build a MOC. The townhouse that I built for my dad a couple months ago, that took a couple months of on and off work. It's always on and off work, not constant. After I finish the MOC, I always go and I record it. So I'll record a voiceover first, and I usually do that on Mondays, and then I edit the voiceover and continue editing it on Tuesday. I'll record the B-roll, which is like the camera shots you see in the video. I'll record that on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then edit it Wednesday and Thursday. And then I'll also try to upload the video and schedule it on Thursday, and it will release on Friday. So I don't know if that makes any sense. For my editing software, I actually use Filmora because I don't have the money for Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve or any of that fancy stuff. I bought Filmora when it was like 40 bucks for a lifetime subscription. It's more than that now. I think it's like 60 or 70. It's still worth the money in my opinion. It's gotten some updates. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty easy to learn. Premiere Pro is not something that you want to start out with. It's really, really complicated. I don't understand it to this day. Well, it's not that complicated, it's just there's a lot of menus. So if you've never video edited before, I would really suggest going a simpler route and then upgrading in the future once you've gotten the hang of it. But I personally use Filmora 9 and I do it on my computer. If you don't edit on your computer, I'm sorry, but you're in for a rough time. That's just how it is. Bugsy Bricks asks, which country do I live in? I live in the US, Central Time Zone. I think I've made that clear on my Instagram because I post about my videos every single week. I'm like 12 p.m. CST, yeah, Central Time Zone. I'm not going to say which state. I don't know how specific I'm going to get ever with my location. But yeah, USA. Weapon Destroyer asks, who do you consider the king or queen of rock work and vegetation? I don't know about vegetation, but Sacred Bricks is the king of rock work, and if you say anything else, you're wrong. Cloudy Bricks asks, will I make a mock from a movie or a show? I don't know. I don't typically do like themed mocks, like licensed ones. Usually they're just buildings or, I don't know, stuff you'd find in the city. I've worked on some vehicles in the past. I haven't really made videos about them. I could in the future. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. MN6 Productions asks, do I like football or soccer as they call it in America? If so, what is my favorite team? I do like it. I don't pay much attention to it. I'm sorry. I'm more of a baseball guy, but I know that's an American thing. Basically, I do like soccer. I don't have anything wrong with it. I think it's a good sport, but I don't pay that much attention to it. I haven't played it in a long time, at least like on an organized team. I did used to play it. So did my dad when he was a kid. He played it like through high school. My brother played it for a while, but I don't know. It's just not my thing that much. Nate Cortez 15 asks, what themes do I like building the most? I think my favorite themes are probably Creator Expert and, well, I liked the city stuff from a while ago. I think I've kind of outgrown it, or maybe they just haven't released as good of stuff. I think Ideas is a good line, Creator Expert is a good line. I like the old creator houses, like from, I don't know, late 2000s, early 2010s is when they made them, I think. I do want to try Lego Technic at some point. I want to, buy a Technic set, and I do actually have one over there in that drawer, but that's going to be another video. That's not a Technic set that I'm talking about though. I'm talking about like a new Technic set. I don't know. I'll try it sometime. I'll see if I like it. I'm not too much. I'm not a Technic connoisseur. Mostly I stick with Creator Expert, City, and my brother's into Star Wars. We have a lot of Star Wars stuff, like the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer over there. Z Hancock 22 asks, what's my favorite TV show? I don't know. I don't watch TV that much. I mostly watch YouTube. I do like, I like Doctor Who, but they never come out with it. It's always, there's a lot of gaps between episodes. The Grand Tour on Amazon Prime, though, that's a great show. The Mandalorian, that's another good show. I don't know. I like some shows. I got a couple of questions from Lego City and Oscar Lego Worlds about what is my favorite minifig. My favorite minifig, or the minifig I'm at least proudest of, is the Professor Umbridge from my Hogwarts castle, because it's really rare. There are a couple, my brother has a couple over there from his UCS Star Destroyer, but I don't know, those aren't mine. They can't be my favorite minifigure. I don't have them. The favorite minifigure I have is the Professor Umbridge. I'll go get that actually. So here's Professor Umbridge. If you haven't read Harry Potter, I'm sorry. But this minifigure came from the 2007 version of Hogwarts, which is, I think, the rarest version, according to my sources. And she's worth like $70, and I didn't buy her. She just came with the set from my cousins. I got it from my cousins. Also, I would say my Sig Fig is my favorite minifigure, but I'm thinking about maybe ordering a new Sig Fig. So, I don't know, it could be a video in the future. This Sig Fig has not been updated since I was like 5 years old, so that's why. Weapon Destroyer asks, what is my favorite brick? Or I'm guessing, what is my favorite like Lego piece? I think my favorite Lego piece is probably a cheese wedge or a Technic half pin. The Technic half pins are really, really useful, like surprisingly so. Cheese wedges are also really, really useful, although sometimes they're a little bit overused, so yeah. And then the last question I got was from Zebrix saying, we should do a collab. All right, so if you don't know who Zebrix is, he's kind of an Instagram friend of mine. Yeah, I'm open to a collab, but I don't know what it would be on, and I've turned a couple collabs down in the past just because I don't know what they would be on. I don't want to force myself into something, but if I ever have an idea, I'll make sure to reach out to the people that have reached out to me in the past and hit them up and say, hey, you want to make a collab? And right now I haven't had any of those ideas, so I'm not really doing any collabs right now, but maybe in the future. I don't know. I think that might wrap it up for this video though, because that was all the questions I had. Maybe not all of them, most of them. I might have missed one or two. But thank you for watching. Subscribe. Maybe. I don't know. Consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, let me know why in the comments. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm curious. But that's all. So thanks for watching and see ya.